This is episode 1 of what's going to be a 30 episode series. I'm going to stream for it shouldn't be much more than an hour a day. We're going to power through all the garrison chores. And as a bonus, I'm actually going to hearth to my Pandarian farms on all my characters with garrisons as well. What this is going to do is enable me to just grow the things that I need to make a Sky Golem every month. Sky Golem alone cover about 20,000 gold, close to it, unless you're in a real rush to get rid of it. But we're going to start here on my farmer. Now, I'm going to show an example here. I've been doing chores for a long time here in my garrison, so I've accumulated a lot of materials. Like I have a bunch of primal spirits and I have a bunch of draining stone. The best way to get started, I would recommend having one stack of every material, bare minimum, when it comes to raw materials. This way, no matter what the trade post item is for the trade post building, you always have materials on hand. I do this on every character. It makes it much easier because I don't have to switch back and forth and back and forth. And you will slowly accumulate just more and more and more unless you continuously use them as you get them. We're going to touch base on what buildings are going to be most likely your best bet for garrison resources and gold. We're going to walk through one character at a time, everything that we're looting, what we plan on doing with it. We're not going to be generating very much gold each day individually, but we're going to accumulate mats, and then approximately 1 week into accumulating materials, we'll go ahead and start crafting some things. As soon as we notice our items are, we have enough stuff accumulated to make gear and enchantments and glyphs and all that good stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to run through my farmer's garrison here. Now this farmer's herbalism, mining, fishing, cooking. It's legitimate a farmer. So at my garrison, I have a trade post. Every garrison should have a trade post. If you do not have a trade post at your garrison, I highly recommend you get a trade post. Whether you need it or not, you should get a trade post, and you should have your work orders maxed out at least once a day. That way when you're over here looting, you loot garrison resources and you get to spend those garrison resources at these traders here.
Time is money, right?
These traders show up daily. Everyone's got different pricing. This particular trader's cheapest stuff is meat. So if you were hurting for meat and you needed some sort of cooking supplies for your food buffs, right here is where you get it. I only purchase things from vendors that have 4 garrison resources. This is why, the best way to save. They change from day to day, so as long as you're not maxed out on your resources, which I try to keep my resources high. When my resources are close to max, I dump them to about 5,000 when my vendor of choice is in. the vendor I choose to dump is named Pixney. Pixney has Drainic Dust at 4 garrison resources apiece, so it's 800 garrison resources for a stack of 200 dust, which is quite a bit of money. A stack of 200 dust is worth, well, my last scan is telling me they're over 4 gold apiece, almost 5 gold apiece. So if you did 4 gold at 200, that's 800 gold for, just once. That's basically 1 gold per garrison resource, so you're not doing too shabby there.
Have a good one.
Another building that I put in every one of my garrisons, and this helps accumulate a heavy amount of materials for a very profitable profession, is an enchanting studio right here. My enchanter's study. I can disenchant gear that I get from gladiator sanctums or boxes from doing PvP that I don't need. If I get gear that I don't need, I can disenchant all that stuff right here for drain or enchanting mets. Also, I do work orders, I collect shards, I combine the shards into crystals, and I accumulate lots and lots of crystals on all my all my characters for my enchanter. I have literally accumulated hundreds of crystals just from doing this. If you sell just the crystals outright, you can probably make a few hundred gold a day per character. This particular toon is my farmer, so I have a bank. I have to have my banker. I used to use my barn on this character, but I'm too lazy to go out and trap stuff. I figure anything that I can get out of this barn, I can just go buy from the auction house. Gold's not an issue. If you follow these few steps, gold's not going to be an issue for you either. So now that you've got an overview of my garrison, obviously you know the mine and the herb garden are back there. We're going to go ahead and start looting. So first things first, grab all your garrison resources. Then we're gonna start getting all of our work orders started, and then start picking all of our farms. It's the beautiful thing about being a Tauren herbalist is you get to pick so fast. Go ahead and collect everything. Obviously loot those pod links as soon as possible because they despawn rather quickly. Links to now I'm getting an early start on this stream because weekends are really busy for me, so I'm trying to get this taken care of now that everything's been reset. Got everything turned in. I'm gonna mount up to save a minute or so. Get into the mine here. And then these mining picks are amazing. I highly recommend everybody gets Peon's mining pick. It's Inspires of Iraq. If you don't know where it is, you could look it up on Wowhead. Peon's mining pick. It drastically increases your mining time. Stacked with the mining picks, the preserved mining picks from the carts you get in here, it's virtually a half-second cast as you're watching here. Picking up these carts takes longer than manning the ore. That's amazing, huh? Coffee stack as well. Make you move really fast. Once you have everything out of your mine, obviously we go and turn in the work orders. Now I try to keep my work orders maxed out, like I said, once a day. Like there's 36 work orders. It takes more than a day to do 36 work orders, so if you do it once a day, that's plenty of time. And then here we go.
Blood and thunder.
Love God. May your blade never down. How you doing, man? Bye-bye.
Now, Hearthstone, set to the farm. Helps make things a lot quicker. We just hearth out, get started on the farm. let's get this farm finished up. Alright, on this character, I'm growing snake root. And then let's plant the other side. So like I said, the benefit of doing this, I purely do this for a sky golem. It's the only reason I do this. I waste 5 minutes here or less on each character. A sky golem and extra trillium to get extra living steel. I sell the living steel. I sell the sky golem. I can probably make enough to buy a game token just from doing that. So let's see what we got. We got 20 fractured temporal crystals. We got 9 black trillium, 7 white trillium, 13 ghost iron. 36 true iron and 47 black rock ores. Let's see. 8 starflower, 8 frostweed, 16 garden flytrap, 8 grand arrow bloom, and 111 Teledor orchid. Because we're only growing Teledor orchids on that farm. Every character I have has a different herb as herb garden. That way I can maximize the herbs I'm getting. Especially when you see all those procs from the podlings that pop. At least now I can control which ones are being procced. So, as this stuff accumulates every day, for the course of the next week. We'll be smelting a living steel bar once a day. We'll be collecting motes of harmony on some of the other characters, just to speed up the transmute process on the living steels. That way we can have a bunch of extras after 30 days instead of just getting the one a day. Plus, I recommend making your alchemist a transmute master. It's not hard to level up professions anymore, especially now that you can just level your character, go to Draenor, build a building, and get your profession leveled up. So let's go ahead and switch tunes here. I'm going to get on my fancy main. And we're going to try to power through this one real quick. I pretty much have the same buildings at this one. The only difference is I have trade post at everyone, bank at this one and that one. I have enchanter study at everyone, and I have jewel crafting at this one because this one's a jewel crafter as well as enchanter. So those are my two profession buildings, plus my extra one is my bank. I'm mining herbalism on my Death Knight, so herbalism and mine I put a forge there on his for smelting, and enchanter study, and then the bank for the extra. So it makes it real convenient for me. Some of my characters I didn't get to do my dailies until late last night, so you're going to see that my garrison resources and looting are different from character to character depending on when I did them last. Get this all started though. Get this herb garden. This guy, he's growing only fireweed. The only one I'm missing is Starflower. I need my 6th garrison for my Starflower, and I'll have all the herbs. Not that you need that many, but that was my goal. Here, go to the bottom of the mine. I know this is going to get repetitive, but I'll chop up and make highlights of each one, I believe, but the full recordings will be available. See in my upper right hand corner of my screen, you can see that it's 5:50 a.m. server time. It's 4:50 a.m. my time. So I'm trying to get this done as fast as possible. But this will be the gist of collecting everything. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do an informative morning show. This garrison being the premier. And then in the evening we're going to do a live PvP stream. So anybody interested that likes what they see today, you know, understands the information, takes benefit of it, or any other day for that matter, feel free to follow us. Feel free to watch our live streams. Every viewer is welcome if they can handle mature banter. We definitely like to have fun in this guild.
Yes.
So we got that started. Now let's get to the professions. Alright. Tomorrow will be a little more consistent because we're going to get all these done. And we'll do them in the same order tomorrow. Approximately the same time. With enchantments we create temporals. And with jewel crafting we create our talents. I've accumulated tons of these. I've been trying to burn them up. I couldn't burn enough of them up to get rid of them all before the stream, so I'm not going to use any of the ones that I have had previously when it comes to making money, so you guys don't have to worry about me thinking I'm cheating the system or whatever. Everything that we accumulate this 30 days is the only thing that I'll be like posting in the auction house or crafting stuff with. So we're going to show you how to make these garrisons self-sufficient. These garrisons are going to be paying for your WoW time. It's only 25, 26k per token. It's going to be real easy. When I was dumping all my resources, I made 60,000 gold today. And I wasn't even trying. I made my first 25k when I posted this morning and then went to work. I came back, I had 25k in the mailbox. It was really easy. That's enough for a token alone. I always do this jewel crafting daily. Obtain 20 true iron ore. That one's simple. So for 20 ore, he gives you this bag. This bag, I open it up, and it's 227 gold. That's well worth 20 ore. If you have a gem boutique on 5 different characters, and all you do is this daily on each of those characters, it's going to average about 200 gold per character, and that's about 1,000 gold per day. And for 30 days, that's 30,000 gold. If you just do that and save your gold, this building alone can fund your WoW account. And that's just looting gold. Alright, all these are done. Time to get to another farm. So on this character, song bells, moats. I only grow ore on 2 characters. I grow moats on everybody else. Again, when I get my 6th character for my garrison, I'll be working on this 6th farm as well. It only takes like 5 or 6 days of doing the dailies, which is like 4 or 5 dailies. You can get them done in 20 minutes. If you do that, you can open this whole farm up in less than a week. It's really simple. And then you just purchase bags of seeds, and it's really, really simple. Well, I'm out of seeds, so I get to show you the purchase of the bag of seeds. You fly over to this vendor right here. You talk to him. And then in the back, you find your songbell seeds. And then you're right back. it's done. Even narrating this briefly in between, it's not going much slower. I mean, it's definitely a little slower than if you've focused on just power level and all this stuff out. But like I said, garrison buildings. Notice the two buildings that your professions are. I have enchanting, jewel crafting. There's my enchanting. There's my jewel crafting. And then I had a third one. Normally my third one will be a money maker, which would be my enchanting building. Or a jewel crafting building, like I discussed earlier. You can get those bags. But since I have both of those in this one, I went with a bank. Now, I'll go ahead and get on my other druid. This one I recently did as well. Such a load screen on this guy. I wouldn't be surprised if they disconnect me. No, but they did. Alright, right back to stacking resources.
Well,
Alright, Frostweed. This guy's an alchemist, so Frostweed's really important for him. If I doubled up on a character with the herbs that they grew, it would definitely be a second Frostweed. You use more of this than anything, so it's harder to accumulate. Plus, it seems that nothing procs extra podlings for me on this one. I got those created. Let's get to the mine. I'm all out of soda. I'm gonna have to run out and grab a drink again. So, mining back. got 2 more to go after this. So that's probably not gonna happen. 5:45 maybe. We started at about 4:30, I believe. Yeah, of course he spawns while I'm in the water. Get out of this mine.
Something you're doing?
Into the professions again. So, first up, enchanting. Got an enchanting building at all my garrisons, because that's when I chose to get the extra mats for the enchants, because I know enchants sell good. I made a lot of money at the beginning of the expansion, I'm making consistent money at the end of the expansion, so here we go.
What do you need? Go for
This one here is my scribe's quarters, because I'm an inscriptionist. This one here.
Loktar. Be safe.
There's my alchemist. For my alchemy. Now we make catalysts. Don't forget to do your professions every day. This is important. And then my war paints. And to the farm. More song bells for Motes of Harmony on this one. Getting a bit restless here. Happens to you after 40 minutes of garrison chores.
How's my land? Next one's on me.
Get these planted for tomorrow. That's 3 out. Again, we're getting moats, sorcerers, or herbs, just collecting everything slowly. Switch tunes again. Give me a second here. Hunter. 2 left. We've been doing this for 45 minutes. I can get this done in about 50 minutes if I hustle. Different herb. Each one's locked on. Now the reason that I do one specific herb at each garrison rather than random is because when there's a bunch of procs, I know they're all the same. It's not going to be random procs. You know, yeah, the procs are random, but I know what it's procking. It's procking this or that or. And into the mine. Dun, 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 dun. This is so much fun, let me tell you. But it's well worth it in my eyes. I haven't paid for my WoW account in 3 months. It's all been this garrison. Alright. The second wing. Alright, that should do it for the mine. This will go much faster in later episodes because I won't have to narrate quite as much and get distracted, and hopefully I won't be near as tired as I am today. I have not gone to bed yet. Alright, back to the profession buildings. Trade post at all tunes. This is my leatherworking platoon, so I have a leatherworking building. All buildings have enchanter study.
Talk to me.
I mean, look, I'm just collecting mad crystals. You won't notice it from that one because, like I said, I've done these all really recently. I got a late start on them. I finished them like right before reset. Engineering. And then we always do the jars for clear energy sources, one a day for 30 days. And I always keep ghost iron bars in my bank for that purpose. That way I don't have to keep switching back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Makes it a lot easier. Oh, here we go back to the farm. This is the other tune I have Snake Root on. It just made sense to me. My farmer that gets ore and herbs, and I figured I needed one other one just to keep up. So with that, I made this one, considering he's my my engineer. I love these blue flower weed things that pop out, tangled, what is it called? They're just a pain in my ass because they pop, stubborn weed, they pop up all over the place, as you can see. This farm planted, and then we'll get one last garrison done. And then we'll close up. You don't even need this farm. And I'm convinced that with the farms, you don't need the garrison. All this is just extra stuff. So last tune here. This one, unfortunately, is the most annoying to me. A is the least geared. B, I'm like the worst mage that ever played this game. And C is just a clothy and squishy as hell. Since I wasn't in my garrison, I'm just going to start at the farm first so I don't have to burn my garrison hearth and then get stranded out here.
I can't cast that yet.
But as you can see, this is the 5th character I've done.
That's still recharging.
It's the 3rd that I've done with Song Bells. The first 2 the other 2 I did with Snake Grit. I've found that 2 characters with the ore growing at this farm is plenty to make all the living steel that you need throughout the 30 days for your Sky Golem.
I can use that item yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. It's not ready.
Wow, look how slow that spawned. I didn't even see it spawn over there long ago.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. I didn't use that item yet. It's still recharging. It's not ready yet.
I gotta go get some on this guy too.
Fine. Take your time. Enjoy.
Boy, does this get repetitive. But you know, for an hour a day, if it's something that you're gonna do anyway, just concentrate on what you're focusing on. Focus on the correct buildings. You'll never have to pay to play this game again. My account's free to play. I'm to the point where I might even fire up my second account. But the only reason I haven't is because I haven't found time to be able to play it, so until I need like extra characters on the realm, I don't see any need.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that
Oh
yet.
crap.
That
Hitting the
spell
wrong
isn't
button
ready
like a
yet.
doofus.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Alright, back to the garrison. long this takes. This is like forever cast. Now you know why my favorite class is Druid. Or I mean, yeah, my favorite class is Druid. My favorite race is Tauren. I don't have to come out of form to do this. And I pick it twice as fast. Here we go. Oh, so it's not working. I have to log out and log back in because Blizzard doesn't know how to write a program. But it's okay. I'll get it right one of these days. Ha. Yeah, right. And that's much better. See, I wish putting a follower in your building, like, made them do all this crap. Now, putting followers in your building is very key to doubling your performance. As long as you have a follower in every building, you're going to double the amount of, materials you get from your work orders. So that's obviously important. I have a follower in every building of every garrison that can take followers.
What do you want?
Alright, right back to professions. First one up's my tailoring building because I'm a tailor.
Lord, what do you mean?
Next one, yet again, another enchanting building. Like I just pulled, what, 32 fractured crystals out of there? That's about a day's worth.
Ah.
Those work orders started, and last but not least, a forge because I am a blacksmith.
No problem.
So we get these work orders started. And then, obviously, I want to do these. And that concludes all of the chores. Now, I always think back and I like to double check the professions, make sure they got done, make sure there was no like daily thing that I didn't forget. Like, I want to double check my hunter for one, make sure I did the jar's peculiar energy source, because that's a daily cooldown. It takes 30 days to do the sky golem because of that 1 a day cooldown. Do you really want to waste the day because you were unsure? No, it's definitely worth double checking unless you know for a fact that you did it. So that was taken care of, that was taken care of. And it was taken care of. We did do it, so that one is good. And then on this druid, I want to double check my alchemy. I wanted a 6 trillium. Normally I have enough for, let's see, 30 days worth of 6 trillium would be 1,880 trillion. I know I had a bunch on this guy. From the last time I did this for a whole month, I had some left over. It's probably in the auction house. Let's go look and see. Yeah, rooms to be prepared and have everything laid out. Otherwise, you're going to be switching back and forth doing stuff like this over and over again. And it'll turn your... Are you kidding me? I forgot one. It'll turn your 50 minutes or 45 minutes of garrison stuff into 2 hours real easy. And then that's to the point where it's like, why even do it? But if you get it down to under an hour, it's actually worth doing. I mean, I do this once a day. I do it in the morning before I go to work, or right after reset before I go to bed. And then when I get back from work, I have all evening to PvP or do whatever I want. There's one more stack I needed to. That's there. It's probably gonna take a minute for it to show up, of course. No big deal. There she blows. There we go. Get the 180 trillion over. Alright, and let's see. Catalyst is done. Get that living steel done. So that's my first, and I procced an extra one, look at that. So I got 2 living steel out of that. And then I got my jars of kill your energy source. So with the trillium that I have here, the 180 trillium, and the 300 ghost iron bars that I have on my hunter, I will be able to do the cooldowns once a day for 30 days, and that'll make my sky golem. It's not going to cost me anything. And then I'm farming this month's stuff to, you know, replenish it, so for next month I can make another one. Or at the end of this month. But yeah, I mean, the living steel alone is worth 250 gold apiece. So if you want to grow it just to make living steel and sell the living steel, you could probably skate by. I don't have professions on this guy. This guy, or profession dailies anyway. So if you really want to bank, you do the jewel crafting and the enchanting building. If you can manage to do both of those at your characters, they would bank quite a bit. But at that point, you would only have one small building left for your professions, and you would want, I mean, in my opinion, you want one of each building because A, you have trainers and stuff to get from there. B, I don't think you can do certain things at other people's buildings unless you have the building yourself. All 5 are done. And then I'm gonna finish up with auction housing. I literally made 60,000 gold today. Just from trying to clear out my bags and bank from all the stuff I've been collecting over the course of the last couple of months. And as you can see, I still have tons of gear and stuff to sell still. Stuff that's still posted in the auction house. Let's check to see what's undercut. Some odd auctions. exhaust all this shit once more before I go. Oh, I hate when my mounts are too big for me to get in the doorways. It's tough to be a Tauren. I wish there was something to do with these Draenix stones. Like, if you have a bunch of extra Draenix seeds, you could buy stuff. Not that it's worth anything, but there's nothing you could do with this Draenix stone. I have tons of extra. Let's see what we rig in tomorrow. I'll just keep posting all this junk until it's all gone. But other than that, that's how you do it. Follow me for, I'll try to record one of these just about every morning, documenting, everything I gather, so you can see that I'm actually gathering this stuff right out of my garrison. I'm not going out and farming, and by the end of every week, I'll start collecting stuff and start posting it in the auction house. I'll have all my characters down to like 500 gold or so you could actually see like how much gold I'm pulling out of there. So I'm not sitting there with like 40k and be like, look, I just pulled 40k out. I'm not trying to pull a fast one here. I'm trying to actually teach you guys how to use your garrisons to basically sit around and do nothing and pay for this game. I don't even have my credit card information entered into this database anymore. So I just get tokens. But other than that, I'm gonna bring this stream to a close, conclude episode 1, and I will see you tomorrow morning for episode 2. Take it easy.